Just this cute little old lady like, why? You're young, can you troubleshoot my car?
So for context,
sure, madam.
We've had no
context. No context, leave it.
We just had a bunch of interesting experiences that had nothing to do with the movie.
Way more interesting than the movie.
So before we talk about the movie, I got to tell that story
That's
real
just
quick.
your opinion, man.
Okay. You gotta have the beard going on, so that kind of works.
I saw your Facebook post.
No, I'm not disagreeing with your opinion. I'm just saying it's your opinion.
All right, so when I walked in here, I was waiting for you because I bought your ticket. What?
Basically, we'll tell you what's going on a little bit later.
No, I see it.
So when I was waiting for Muho, there was this older couple like in their senior years, like 70s or 80s, and they're buying tickets for Deadpool. And the guy seemed like a really kind of cool, chill guy. I was like,
yeah.
And then he started walking back, and I guess the ticket owner says, "I enjoy the movie," and the woman goes, "Oh, I have my fingers crossed, and my arms crossed, and my legs crossed." And then as they're walking to the door, I hear the guy lean over to his wife and go, "Usually when you have your legs crossed, it's for a different reason." And he was like, "Yes, this is the kind of old man I want to be."
Was that an incontinence joke?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Interesting.
I know. I was like, it made me laugh my ass off.
No, I'm sure. I think there's a level of getting old where you just stop caring and you start joking about, hey, my body's falling apart and I'm dying. I'm pretty sure.
So, and then we saw Zoolander 2. The first movie I've ever been to since we started this show where everyone else walked out.
That was a moment. About 50 minutes into the movie, the second of the other two people in the theater decided that they no longer wanted anything to do with it.
I can't blame them.
So,
Yeah, maybe we aided that by our constant...
You're a little out of frame when you sit.
Yeah, so maybe we were partially responsible for that because of the way that we were talking.
I don't think we're that bad.
But still, he had the right idea.
Either way, it's like, it's not worth it. Not worth it. Gonna leave. Gotta get out. Don't blame him. This movie sucked.
Oh, God.
Now, Grant, you looked absolutely miserable through this entire time.
For me, it's
there
like...
There are points where you literally had your head down.
Yeah. For me, it's like, if something sucks, like, whereas in, like, it's legitimately crappy, or I'm trying to think the best way to describe it. I prefer something that gets me angry sometimes, because at least then I feel something. When I'm bored, I just get restless.
Yeah, I can see that.
And it was just like...
There were a lot of really lazy jokes in that movie.
Oh, yeah. Like, this is like, honestly, like, this wasn't as bad as 50 Shades of Grey, but the style of humor is very, whatever.
Well, maybe probably wasn't as bad as 50 Shades of Grey.
I have to deeply disagree with that.
I got a lot of Marlon Wayne brother vibe
50 Shades of Black was in the style of the scary movie, epic movie, disaster movie, haunted house kind of movie.
And this movie kind of had a similar vibe.
No, this movie was in the style of the Zoolander, Adam McKay, like, Step Brothers, Anchorman style, like, because you got to realize that Zoolander was basically the progenitor of the Anchorman style.
Which I hate.
It was the first movie to do that kind of thing, and Anchorman was the one that made it blow up. But they did do it first. So...
But the second one...
And honestly, better. Because there was actually a lot of elements of real satire in the original.
Yeah.
I'm sure
and it was considerably toned down compared to this one, too.
Yeah, and it was legitimately funny at certain points. Because it managed to pull off the stupidness. And, like, there were moments in this movie where that came back through. But a lot of the times it was just like, okay, well, they're dumb.
It's just like a lot of shit just happens for no fucking reason. And it's like, it's not satirizing really anything whatsoever. And it seems like, honestly, it feels insanely out of touch with the real world, even from a satirical standpoint.
There are a lot of moments in there that are just really weird cameos that are absolutely unnecessary.
And just
like
weird,
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Like Neil deGrasse Tyson. Although I did like the last shot of him at the end of the movie.
It's like, it just feels like, that's what I'm talking about the Marlon Wayans brothers thing though, is because it just like cameos that serve no purpose, and they're just, oh, we're referencing something, and pop culture jokes that have no reason to be there, or like, oh, we're retro, we're
well, it didn't do the reference thing as much though. It did have a lot of cameos.
I mean, I'm not saying it as much as Marlon Wayans, but like the style is similar. Like when Ben Stiller comes out with a fucking cow hat body, it's like, I feel like I would see that in a Marlon Wayans brother movie.
No, I don't think so.
Well, fair, to each their own. But
I just as someone
I've seen more Marlon Wayans than you, my friend, or at least newer Marlon Wayans.
Yes, but I've enjoyed more of these movies for you, so I know the differentiating factors between the good ones and the bad ones.
I miss when they made good ones. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm gonna get you, sucker.
Yeah, the 90s were, like, there's actually roots to these movies that are completely different from each other. And the legacies that they're carrying on are completely different from each other. And the styles that they approach this with are completely different from each other.
I understand and I respect that. But that being said, their style has not aged particularly well.
I'll give you that. But at the same time, I don't think that their style has evolved particularly well. Because I still think if you go back and watch the original Zoolander, you're going to get the same level of entertainment from it that you would have got.
I mean, like, I haven't seen Zoolander, but I don't think...
The first one is significantly better.
I would absolutely 100% believe that.
See, I don't know, because that's why it surprised me that Ben Stiller directed this, because... I mean, when I see Ben Stiller at his best, he's actually in charge of some really interesting comedy. And that... like, the best examples of that are the original Zoolander and Tropic Thunder, both of which are brilliant movies in their own respect, because they have actual commentary and satire that's happening throughout them. Like, there is a much more clever side to it.
Yeah.
This one was lacking that.
In every respect.
It had, like, the moments that were really bad and random felt more like Tim and Eric sketches.
That's a good comparison.
Then they felt like the Marlon Wayans stuff.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. I can see that. I mean, like there's one joke, for instance, I just like... first off, starts off right at the bat with a Justin Bieber Instagram joke, which is like, all right, instantly dates the movie.
Yeah.
Instantly dates it. And, like, some people can pull off, like, pop culture references, okay, like, Deadpool pulled it off remarkably well.
I think Justin Bieber is going to remain more, culturally relevant for at least a couple more decades.
It's not the Justin Bieber thing that bugged me. It's the fact that he uses Instagram, and they're having, like, the Facebooking, and hashtag, oops, shit like that. And, like, this dumb cell phone joke where it's like, oh, your cell phone's so small? Oh, that's so retro. Let me get my phone. It's some giant blocky thing. And I'm like,
it's a tablet.
It was a Galaxy Tab.
It's the idea that kids these days are so crazy, like...
Well, that's
that
again,
that's using a tablet instead.
And it is
that's
true.
That's kind of the problem, though. Because like, I would see that joke in a fucking Marlon Wayans brother movie, though.
That means it is true that phones just keep getting bigger and bigger again. It's like we hit that point where like it got super small, they're just gonna.
No, I get the joke. The joke, getting the joke's not the problem. The joke is stupid. That's
it is. No, I agree. I'm just saying it's like
the thing is though, the joke is stupid in a way that's still not. I mean, at least it's not crass somehow.
Fair.
At least it's not the weekday dragging his dick across the table. Like,
I feel like this.
I mean, I'm not saying it's as bad as the Marlon Wayans, but not even close.
I know, but I'm saying that even the style of humor, even the approach to that, it's just not that.
Like, I swear I saw something like that in Haunted House too. I swear to God, I saw something.
I haven't seen it, and I'm not going to watch it to verify that.
I don't. I don't.
But regardless, I think that this movie had a surprising number of jokes that hit for me.
Well, it got better towards like the very, very end, like the final climax. Had a couple good jokes in there.
Yeah.
A couple.
Yeah, there were a couple. I mean, there was some physical humor that I thought was really great. There were definitely moments where they do that thing where it's like, hey, let's make fun of the thing that's gratuitous in Hollywood by over-embellishing it right here. So yeah. Let's have Penelope Cruz and Mila Jovovich just rub all over each other for a minute. Yeah. And let's just yell, sexy fight! And I'm like, yeah, it's a sexy fight.
On that topic, though, I do feel that Undercover Brothers still did that better.
Sure.
Like, let's also get cameos from really talented or funny actors and have them in there for a fucking millisecond.
Yo, what the fuck is Billy Zane doing there?
What the fuck is John Malkovich doing there?
Because Billy Zane was in the first movie.
Oh, was he in the first movie?
Yeah. That's really the only reason they have him in there, I think.
I kind of agree with you how you said this while watching the movie. Like, there's a cut, like a blink and you miss it shot with John Malkovich.
Yeah.
He's a prisoner in a cell wearing like a members only jacket. And like instantly more compelling character than anything else in the movie.
Yeah, and he's haunted and he's like, members only. And he looks up with this look in his eyes and is like, damn.
Members only. But like, I want to know more about that guy. Can I get that guy in the movie?
Like, that little no-speaking conversation between Will Ferrell's character and his sidekick, like, where they were just looking at each other's eyes and making different facial expressions, like, I fucking loved that. That was amazing to me, just because people do, it's a wordless equivalent of a dude conversation.
Yeah.
Remember those? You remember those?
Yeah, no, I do.
Yeah.
It's just, once again, like, I've seen other movies do a lot of these jokes better.
Yeah.
Honestly, Aloha did that same joke better.
Jesus Christ. That's brutal.
I know, right? No, actually, that was like legitimately like the only part of the movie is because it had that guy.
The only part of the movie.
The only part of the movie. Cause,
funny part.
but like that, the same guy who was in the Benghazi movie. What's his name?
I don't know. I forgot that movie.
But anyway, like he was.
Pornstache or
No. Like the main guy.
John Krasinski?
Yeah, him. He was in that movie. He plays like someone who doesn't talk very much. And this whole weird scene that comes right the fuck out of nowhere, where they're not even talking, but they're just making like body language motions, and a bunch of subtitles pops underneath them. And he kind of like because like it's like, hey, I know she's your daughter. It's like, yeah, I know. It's like, do you see my wife? No. I slept with this other girl. Then they hug. That was the end of the scene.
To show us how little we care about this movie.
I know. Talking about Aloha. At least the movie was like bizarre enough to talk about. This
it's
one's
like-
like stupid.
Yeah, it's like
dumb.
we're basically doing the same thing we did with frickin' Pride and Prejudice and Zombies.
They're I just have to say that I enjoyed certain moments of this movie because there are points of it where it is so ridiculous. There's a comedy. If you want to talk about absurdity as comedy, then there are moments in the movie that I thought were fantastic, such as the car crash. I thought the car crash was really funny.
Well, you laughed because once it's a whole huge production line to get that car crash.
Looking at, like, knowing what I know about action movies, the amount of flips that car made was amazing. Like, they kept it going for a really long time.
Like, maybe it could have been funny if they didn't immediately follow up with the hashtag oops.
Yeah, no.
Like, I'm so sick of those fucking jokes.
Yeah.
Like, that one, like, there's so many times that you, Grandma, was like, oh my God.
Get it? He's out of touch.
Yeah.
But,
It's gonna be weird if this movie becomes famous for being outdated when it's supposed to be talked about being outdated. It's like, if that happens, I'm just gonna be going like,
there's little things like, I know you guys didn't notice it, but at the very, very beginning, when they first introduced Penelope Cruz's character, and the guy walks up behind her and gets her attention, when she turns around to face him, she does like this glamour turn. She does a catwalk turn. Mm-hmm. And it's little things like that are peppered throughout the movie, and I like those little touches.
God bless Penelope Cruz. She's trying her goddamn best in this.
Yeah, she's
like doing stuff like any other. I feel like self-respecting actor would look at it and go, "You want me to do what now?"
Yeah, that's what Will Ferrell's for.
I have my own issues with Will Ferrell, but
yeah, I know.
He's never gonna work for me. Unless he like actually goes more to like voice acting work, because I actually like his voice acting stuff. I actually didn't mind Megamind.
And Lego Movie.
And Lego Movie. He's actually really good in Lego Movie.
You should watch both Stranger Than Fiction and Everything.
I know. People keep telling me to go see those, but I just have not gotten around to it.
Yeah, they're good. They're actually legitimately good.
Everything Go wasn't the best movie ever, but it was decent enough for me.
Yeah, no, Everything Must Go could have been better, but Stranger Than Fiction is great.
Oh yeah, I admit that. I agree with that.
Fantastic movie.
I mean, like, I don't like Adam Sandler, but I'll admit Punch Drunk Love is a good movie.
Okay. Now, other little touches, because I was taking notes for the first few minutes, and then...
Shit.
Yeah, speaking of random-ass fucking cameos, Susan Boyle?
Where is she?
She was
in the airport. She pops up for like 2 seconds.
Oh, yeah!
And then swears at the paparazzi and then
God damn, I completely forgot about that. Fuck, I'm already forgetting a majority of this movie. Keith Sutherland is in this movie.
Kiefer Sutherland. Jesus Christ,
I'm terrible with names. We all know this.
Reba Wilson.
Sorry, I was thinking of Reba McEntire.
Yeah, he called Rebel Wilson Reba Wilson and refuses to do otherwise.
I didn't even...
When
did that happen?
It happened like a couple weeks ago.
It happened during the review.
That's what you meant. I was like, wait, when did this happen in the movie? Oh.
Yeah, no. Like, just, he
now I just do it just to annoy you.
Kiefer Sutherland. Okay.
Kiefer Sutherland.
Yes.
Okay. I just called Jack Bauer, is what I should have just called him.
Yeah, that really should have.
The Fred Armisen thing was
really
creepy.
Yeah, Fred Armisen. I hate Fred Armisen normally. That was just a weird role for him.
Who was he?
He was the
creepy
kid.
little boy.
Oh, that fucking shit.
The one that was.
Okay.
The one that was.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
Can we at least acknowledge the magnificence of Sting living in a church of Sting? That has a giant angelic bust of Sting above the door, like looking down upon you. Like,
if you're
it's a cathedral of Sting.
If you're a Sting fan, I'm sure it's good.
I don't know. It's like I'm not even a Sting fan. I just think like it's really funny that it's the same idea as Prince having a vault full of his own records that he's been making for the past 20 years that he hasn't shown to anybody.
Was that in the first movie?
No, that's a real thing.
Oh shit.
That's a real thing. Kevin Smith talks about it because he directed a music video for Prince, and he was so excited. And when they were done, they put it in the vault, and they didn't show anybody, and he couldn't show anyone this Prince video he'd been working on with everybody. But yeah, it's one of those really weird, eccentric things. Like, that would mean that Sting would have had to be so conceited and narcissistic that he built himself a church to himself that actually garnered a following.
Yeah.
Like, I see, just that concept, that little bit of world building right there. I love that. That is so bizarre in this weird little world of the movie.
I feel like you got a lot more out of us than either me or Grant did, which I'm glad we brought you on for this review. I feel like you have a lot more to say.
Because this is what happens when I watch, like, comedy like that. Like, when I look at comedy like that, there's absurdity to it, and then there's, you know, what it says about the overall thing. And in turn, like, another little touch, not really a little touch, totally gratuitous. This movie has a few really great gratuitous things in it. One of which is the death of Justin Bieber, which has been overplayed.
I will admit, like, some probably all enjoyed.
It's been overplayed in the trailers, but in the trailers, you don't get to, like, you don't realize that they just hold the shot of him getting shot for like 10 or 15 seconds. It's great.
Oh, it was longer than that.
Yeah, they just keep going.
It's like,
all right, just enjoy, and savor it.
The way they cut it reminded me of that joke on YouTube when he was on CSI.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
And it's like, here's the director's cut of that one. They just like repeat.
Yeah.
They just go back and forth with the part where the guy just shooting him and him.
Yeah, more and more holes.
It reminded me of that.
I think that was the part we all kind of got a little kick out of, and the part later on, Will Ferrell is like, "Why'd you kill Justin Bieber? Really? You have to ask me why I killed Justin Bieber?"
And he just continues going up the rope. It's like you didn't even have to answer.
That, like, it has moments,
It
man.
does. Like, there are a couple parts I chuckled. There's like one part towards the end we all laughed. I can't remember what it was though.
Was it when he gets the knife thrown into the?
No, I think it was before that because I remember you leaned up and goes, "Okay, you gotta give him that one," and I can't.
Which was the Justin Bieber joke.
Yeah.
Okay, that wasn't just a Bieber joke. Okay, my bad. That was something. I could have sworn it was something else, but
No, it was the Justin Bieber
The sexy
joke.
fight was the only one we kind of chuckled at.
The sexy fight, we're like, oh, there we go.
Or just
It's
Mila
happening.
Jovovich just pops right the fuck out of nowhere.
Yeah, she pops back up for 2 lines and then, like, a sexy fight and then goes away. It's literally in, like, the last 5 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
But another little thing, the fact that when he answers the door after being a hermit, he has long hair and a beard, but it's still impeccably kept.
Okay, that I noticed.
It grows into being styled because he's the perfect ultimate supermodel. Like, shit like that.
And that was immediately ruined by, thank you for getting my Netflix video. You got me Jack Ryan and Jack Reacher. It's gonna be a total jack off. I was like,
Terrible pun.
So like you get stuff that might be like, okay, in a better script this might actually work, and then you get a lot of shit like, okay, this feels like they just didn't seem relevant.
Yeah, the sheer number of cameos is absurd. Mm-hmm. It is a bombardment of cameos.
It feels like that. Yeah, that feels like they're banking on that to make up for a lot of the shitty things.
And they try too hard to make very specific references sometimes. Well, not even references, like certain jokes. The Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah.
Yeah. First off, Neil deGrasse Tyson is not a good actor, so he isn't really good at acting like he's naturally saying something.
He actually. Sometimes it depends because like he did something better. Was on Colbert Report when they were shutting down the Colbert bump.
Sure,
I think I saw that.
But this was like he just really felt like he was reciting and trying to be awkward, and it was
that
too
whole
forced.
scene was fucking awkward.
That whole scene didn't make sense. It was weird.
Like it's Owen Wilson going, "Who am I?" from one rooftop, and then Ben Stiller's going, "Who am I?" from another rooftop, and then
there's
fucking
Katy Perry.
Katy Perry just was like, "Who am I?" It's like, what? Katy Perry, you're one of your. It sounds and feels like a Saturday Night Live sketch.
No, that moment,
a crappy one.
That moment definitely felt like a scary movie, Tim and Eric disaster movie kind of.
Yeah,
that was definitely a low point. Seeing Neil deGrasse Tyson say "I'm Neil deGrasse Tyson, bitch" is surprisingly.
I should like that moment more.
Yeah, that feels like it should be really gratifying and cool, but it is one of the most awkward, cringe-inducing moments of the movie.
Yeah, I would agree.
There is stuff like that, definitely.
It's not the worst movie you've seen this year.
No. However, there is that. Can we? Okay, there's an orgy that happens later.
Oh, yeah.
I love the mix of terrible and amazing with the orgies members. Like the fact that his first group of orgy has, like, aside from Kiefer Sutherland, has that little elf girl. And the fact that when they have the birthday cards celebrating the elf girl's birthday, like, it's not some in the movie, it's not some dwarf in an outfit. It is an actual elf. Like, she's 150 years old, and
Like,
it's just such a bizarre little scene. Like, there's a goat, but you move on to the second group, and you have a Hasidic Jew with like the curls and,
Yeah.
and the hat and everything.
some old woman with a
and
chicken.
some girl in a full body leather
Bondage outfit?
bondage outfit, which was Ariana Grande or Ariana Grande.
I don't know.
However you wanna say
I
it.
don't care about her, so it doesn't really.
Well,
So I know I
it's
didn't-
weird because I was able to identify her face through the latex. I don't know if that's bad or not. I don't know what that says about me. Something's probably wrong with me. But there was her, there was Christina Hendricks, and Susan Sarandon pops out of nowhere and makes a really forced Rocky Horror reference.
Oh,
But-
that's what she was referencing.
But then they really, you didn't get touch me. I want to be dirty.
I should have,
You really should have.
I've only watched the movie once, and it was just eh.
but you gotta watch it. It's like
That's the thing. I know
Did
it's
you watch it with the commentary?
No,
The
I did
movie
not.
on its own is terrible. It's
That's
not-
I know. It's like it's a movie where I need to watch with people, and I learned.
No, you just have to watch it with the commentary track that's recorded one of the good audiences.
Right.
or go
And then
see it with
you'll-
an audience.
Well, you can see it with the audience, but I'm saying, like, if you just want to get it over with a DVD without adding too much to it, it has a commentary track for that. And it is,
No, I know.
I promise you, far better than the movie.
Yeah, that's what I had I known that I would have done that, but it's like
yeah, I kind of had the same impression when I first saw
Do
it
it
too.
again.
But anywho,
well, yeah, we'll get the entire MTCN review team to watch it.
No, that would be cool.
that would
Why
be
not?
awesome if you pull that off. The problem is like getting just two people together for one review is a pain in the ass. Let alone like 9.
We got
Yeah,
5 for
and
Star Wars.
Good luck with the fucking hate.
And
mail
that
we
was
get.
that was a goddamn miracle right there.
Well, that's probably because everybody saw it, you know.
Well, like everyone saw. No, it wasn't so much everyone saw. It's like everyone's schedules happened to align for one evening, and that was a goddamn miracle.
Yeah.
That never fucking
Yeah,
happens.
because like was it Amherst?
Behold the power of Star Wars.
Is there even anything else to really say about this review in this movie though?
Yeah.
you can go ahead. Like honestly, I don't really have much else. So Muha, you take the wheel.
Shoot, let me see. Well, the fact that we were left with the entire theater to ourselves near the end.
That was kind of a beautiful.
You know what?
moment.
Let's see if we can actually recall what the fuck was going on at all.
I know we got to take a sweet picture out of it.
Yeah, we got to take a selfie. Bring the photo up. Show them.
Yeah, like we were just really bored. So I don't know how well you could see that, but
Yeah, we took a.
so we basically took like a Queen's album photo.
Yeah.
That makes like we're all gonna stand behind me, Rhapsody, because we're like, oh shit, we got the entire theater ourselves. Like you recorded the audio, because you're like, fuck it, let's.
Yeah, I was like, hey, let's just record like a weird little commentary track because no one else is in here. We don't have to be polite to anybody.
Which is a nice change. I swear to God, I think the theater people thought everyone left, because I swear to God, I heard someone sweeping outside.
Yeah.
Can you even hear it that well?
No,
Nah.
that's fine.
Well. But yeah, I mean, it's just like it's another one of the let's try to bring in something that was popular back in like the 90s, try to bring it back today, and it is yet to fare well for movie studios. Like Dumb and Dumber 2 suffered the same way, and I'm sure there are other examples I'm forgetting. It's like comedy sequels don't do well for a very good reason, because they just try to do the same shit they did before, and it very rarely ever works out. Like even Anchorman 2, which is a movie I remarkably did not hate, was
Really?
I know, right?
Weird.
But even that was like you're just doing the same shit you did last time, and I don't.
It is buffoonery
Yeah.
in a classic sense.
Yeah, but the problem is like it just feels like instead of trying to be or like it seems like they're just trying to do the same thing they did before without adding anything new to it, or make or at least enjoying themselves as much as they did the first time around. That's also a big part of it too. It's why I don't like Ace Ventura 2. Is for that reason. It's because, like, okay, you can tell Jim Carrey's trying to be, but in the first Ace Ventura, you can tell he's having a fucking blast. And that's what made that movie for me.
Right.
Like, but I just, same thing with, like, Dumb and Dumber 2. You can tell, like, Jim Carrey and Jeff, what's his name?
Jeff Daniels.
Jeff Daniels are just trying to do the same shit they did beforehand. And they didn't want to really enjoy themselves. They're just trying to, like, recreate it. And that's not entertaining. It's not fun. It's not funny.
Yeah.
Just boring and, worst of all, mean-spirited. This movie's, like, also, this Benedict Cumberbatch. Should we talk about that?
Sure.
I
I know
don't-
this movie got a lot of controversy. About
I can
that
see
whole
why.
Well, I can see why, and at the same time, I can see why they could also try to take the stance of acting like they're accepting it. as part of it, because they do kind of make it out so that they're the stupid people for being weird about it.
But
and they do get the proper response for asking about it.
Fair. However, I'm not sure the rest of the movie is aware of that necessarily.
No.
For me, it was like, I don't really know. It's just, it was so poorly done.
I love Benedict Cumberbatch.
I gotta say this again. I loved his facial expressions throughout that.
I will give him credit. Like Benedict Cumberbatch for his bit role did act up as best as he possibly could.
When they're asking Ben Stiller, when they're asking Zoolander, you know, so wouldn't you be happy about that? Wouldn't you be honored? Like the way Benedict Cumberbatch is like, just the look in his eye is great.
It was like, oh man, I'm glad I'm glad that character's only in for like 2 scenes.
Yeah.
So it gives him more like, oh man, I would have been a lot angrier. But like, I mean, for me, it doesn't help that I'm taking I've been hearing tons of lectures about the LGBT community lately because that's one of my classes I'm taking. Yeah. So actually, I gotta go to that after this.
You know, hey, you got something to talk about now.
Ray.
Yeah.
It's like, personally, I didn't even think that, regardless of the hoopla, I didn't think it was that really offensive. It was just stupid.
I liked the fact that they tried to be, you know, progressive or whatever with it.
And that also that ironic sense.
What was it? I'm not fat. I'm plus size. Like.
Oh yeah, because his son's in this movie. He's
all
fat,
right.
and that's a joke for a while.
Yeah.
Until I guess it's kind of accepting at the very end, but until then, it's also a bunch of fat shaming.
Yeah, but you know, it's models. It's the modeling world, so it's okay.
It's the '90s modeling world, though. I don't know, like.
No, it's not. This is modern modeling world.
It's okay.
It takes place. The whole point of the movie is that they're from the '90s and they're not caught up to the modern world. Were you not paying attention, Michael?
To be quite honest, not really.
Plenty of exposition for you to tune in on.
None of us are paying attention.
The complexity and the depth and the.
You can't even finish that thought, can you?
No, I can't.
Nice try, though.
I can't even carry that shtick.
Oh, that's a better laugh than anything from the movie.
I think.
Here's the thing. I challenge you guys. If, like, seriously, I can almost guarantee that you guys will laugh more at the Brothers Grimsey.
Oh God.
You know, he's probably right.
I think I'm gonna be just as equally. You know, you're right. I probably will, because like even
at least there's a couple jokes in the trailer.
Like even just watching the trailer, you're like, all right, there's a couple moments in the movie.
Oh, that's what we were doing at the time. Will you stop shooting things?
Yes, that was great.
I know you got all excited when the trailer came up, and I laughed at one joke. Then I looked back at you, and you had this look on your face that made you look like SpongeBob after Squidward ate a Krabby Patty. No, it wasn't even that. It was just. There's like super smug, like lips up to here.
You gotta understand. I have been a fan of Sacha Baron Cohen since the Ali G show.
Yeah, I think we were talking about
the very original Ali G show, and then that got the Ali G movie, Ali G's Into House, and then came Borat, which is what blew up and made him big, and then came Bruno, which. If you can get through the first like half hour that's full of cock, like the rest of the movie is actually not terrible.
I agree.
There's a phrase for you.
And
I then I had to cover Jasmine's eyes though at the movie screen.
Oh God! And then came Bruno.
Oh.
And then came what? Then there was The Dictator.
Yeah, which I still enjoyed.
I enjoyed The Dictator too.
I still love the Wii Sports bit.
And then what was the one after that?
That was the last one.
That was it?
Yeah.
I feel like there was one more thing that was not the trilogy from the Ali G.
I don't think so. I mean, I know he's been in other movies since then.
Because Ali G's Into House, Borat, and Bruno are a trilogy.
I mean, I know that Sacha Baron Cohen can legitimately act. Yeah. I've seen him in stuff where he's been really good, like in Hugo or even Les Mis. I'll give him credit.
Another thing I have to give him a shit ton of credit for is that he is the Methodist of actors.
I will 100% agree on that.
I have so much respect for what he did to get Borat made.
Like, I mean, I'll give credit where credit's due. Like, I'm not sure I find his style necessarily funny for me, but I will respect the fact that he gives his all to his characters. I'll give him that.
Okay. How about the guy who just plays dumb to see what people will do?
Again, I'll give credit to that. I'll give fair point.
Now think about this. He got arrested twice during the making of Borat because he was driving around the Midwest with a bear in a camper trailer.
He actually got arrested for that.
That was real. And no. Here's what you have to realize. No, listen. When he got pulled over and arrested, he stayed in character.
I know.
The whole time. He never broke character for 2 years.
That I know. It's like he went.
Holy shit, man.
That to me was like, how did he not get nominated for Best Actor for that?
Here's another thing you have to realize that you don't notice when you're just watching the movie. That suit smells like death. He is intentionally trying to be the smelliest Middle Eastern weird person he can be. And I know this because my friend worked at the Metreon when they premiered it, and he came by in the suit, and he got to shake his hand, and one of the things he told me after was like, dude, that suit, I don't think he washes it at all. Like, it was just, the BO was stunning, literally stunning. And man, I like that. The comedy inherent in that character, that style, that whole thing, I cannot help but forever love Sacha Baron Cohen and to see what else he's gonna do next.
Fair.
That man has earned my respect. Not to mention that last scene with Pamela Anderson Lee was apparently not staged.
No, it was.
Like she knew that he was coming to do something, but she didn't know that he was actually gonna chase her and bag her.
No, she said that actually was staged.
How much of it?
No, she said all this. She said she wanted to do that. She wanted to do something like that with Sash for like a long time.
Really?
Yeah.
Ah.
Well, you just ruined it for him, Graham.
Yeah, you did.
Well, maybe I misread it. Maybe it was just a whole.
You're garbage, Greg.
And Santa isn't real. Anyway.
Yeah.
What about
anyway,
Epic Lord of the Rings Santa?
But okay, fine.
Cameron Santa is the only Santa that matters.
It was like 10 years ago. I don't even fucking remember exactly.
But,
I haven't read in a while. Yeah. I could be wrong about specific things,
anyway.
But regardless, Sacha Baron Cohen, crazy method actor.
Yeah.
And I just like him.
Right.
So
on that note, I guess that's a good transition to trailers right there.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think you need to get going. I really need to eat something right now.
Okay, so there's only 2 trailers that we got that were even kind of new. The first one we got was The Bronze, which looked terrible.
Looks like the worst thing I've ever seen from the Duplass brothers.
What else have they worked on?
They make a lot of neat little indie films. They made Creep recently, but they also made Mark Duplass was in that Lazarus Project movie with
that movie fucking sucked.
But he didn't direct that. He made Safety Not Guaranteed.
No, I thought that was Colin Trevorrow.
No,
I know he was the director for it, but...
Well, but he was... Hang on. I mean, the Duplass brothers are cool.
But yeah, that movie looks like terrible.
No, that movie looks joyless. That movie looks like it... I don't know if it's comedy.
And
yeah.
It kind of basically every reason I hated Dirty Grandpa. And then we got Central Intelligence.
Director...
That one I remember we saw
Baghead.
I don't think we've talked about the trailer before.
Okay, because I saw it, but...
Because I've seen the trailer before too, but I don't think we ever talked about it on the show. Because I hate Kevin Hart, but I really love Dwayne Johnson, so I'm really torn.
Yeah, because even he had some kind of good bits in there. Just like all right, we're going to do something that's incredibly crazy. It's probably going to get us killed, but if we survive... It's gonna be a really boss story to tell.
And I was like, Dwayne Johnson can make anything fucking charming.
Yeah.
He oozes charisma out of every pore of his being. He seems like the coolest guy to fucking know. So even some of the dumber lines in the trailer still made me chuckle because it's Dwayne Johnson saying them.
Yes.
Yeah. Just in
delivery is essential.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Even the part where it's just going but I'm not in. Well, they think you're in, so you better get up. Sorry, buddy. It's shit like that. I mean, the catchphrase alone was kind of insanely groan-inducing.
Yeah.
It's all you need is a little heart and a big Johnson. It's wow. They cast these people.
Really?
That's the catchphrase. That was in the trailer. Yeah.
I didn't notice that.
That.
How did I miss that?
I'm willing to bet they cast people just so they can have that phrase in there. I don't know. I mean, I have yet to see a good movie with Kevin Hart in it. I'm sure stand-up's fine, but I've yet to see a good movie with Kevin Hart where he's not just yelling and screeching his way through the entire thing. I mean, we were impressed kind of by the stunt work. They really crashed a car in that garage.
Chris Tucker in The Fifth Element is not meant to be a template.
There's an old reference.
Am I wrong?
You're not.
There you go.
Oh god, why must the 90s flood back to us?
Because it made its way even into the new Star Wars. Moving on.
Yeah. And that was really it. Other than that, we got trailers we talked about before, Neighbors 2, 10 Cloverfield Lane, Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. But Cloverfield might be good.
I don't know.
That's John Goodman. We'll give it a shot.
Brothers Grimsby.
I still don't
Well,
get
that was a
how
newer.
they
That was a
forget.
newer trailer. I don't remember seeing
It
that. one.
bothers me that The Neighbors 2 also seems to be an excuse to take two of the youngest starlets, Chloe Grace Moretz and Selena Gomez.
But that's who the other one was.
Selena Gomez? Oh, yeah, she's in that movie.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
But it took those two, and it's putting them in a movie which very clearly is meant to give them an excuse to be, like, in bikinis and shit. So, I don't know. Then again, they're younger people who are into them.
I mean,
But
to be fair,
it feels...
her first role was Hit Girl.
No, I know, but the weird... It's weird to me when they, like... I'm used to them casting people in their early 20s as kids, I guess, or college kids, or their mid-20s. Like, it feels weird when it's actually an 18 or a 19-year-old being paraded around.
I guess.
Yeah,
I mean, Zac Efron's got to be in his, like, late 20s by now.
Yeah, what, who?
Zac Efron?
Zac
Zac
Efron, yeah, but
Yeah.
that's...
I think that's all we got. Do you guys got any final thoughts for Zoolander 2?
Just don't bother with this movie. It's so boring.
It's
dumb.
unfortunate. It is really unfortunate that it wasn't better, but it's
I
also...
agree with that.
We got some fun stories out of it.
There are moments...
I don't know. It's not. It's like
I
I'm not
like
even
that
sure.
they taxidermied the dog. The little touches in the
Yeah.
movie are the best part of the movie.
Yeah, like that. I meant was I just got to tell because like I had that moment of realization, like, oh my god, that dog is holding dead. It's like holy shit, how old is this first movie?
And then
It's like when somebody says, like, you know how sad you are now when you realize the dog from The Mask is probably dead.
That's pretty much the reaction that we had with this one.
I know you're sad now, right?
yeah, that was sad.
I mean, the good news is next week's gonna be better. I mean, we got
The
The
Witch.
Witch,
Yay!
which I'm giving you priority on because I promised. But Grant will try to get you an answer.
Oh, it's raining. Shit, I gotta go to my car and grab my jacket after this.
No, you don't.
You're wearing a hoodie.
Made of cotton!
It's barely started raining, you wuss.
You can make it.
It's gonna get worse. Please don't.
You can make it.
Done.
And then we got Race, which we actually got Risen next week, because it's getting remarkably good reviews.
Really?
Yeah, I know. It's a Bible movie of all things. I was like, maybe we'll have Jesus, what the hell? What are you doing?
If I wanted to hang myself, I would have done it in the theater during that movie.
Fair enough. I don't know. So we'll see. Hopefully next week will be better. I mean, I guess we could still see how to be single, but honestly, I don't know if we have time.
Oh no.
I know.
Like, what was I? He's like, hey, I got a free screening for you. Wanna go
Well,
watch
we
it?
have to make some sacrifices.
Yeah, I know. What a shame. What a shame. So I think that's all we got, guys.
Okay.
Do you have any final thoughts? Anything? Wait, you kind of already said your final thoughts.
It was unfortunate.
It was an unfortunate experience. We had theater to ourselves. That's always.
It could have been
fun.
better. It had seeds of better things, but they just never flourished.
Yeah. So that's all we got. See you guys next week.
So, yeah.